Good day, everyone. Welcome to Cooking with a Coach. I'm Jerry Lowery, and we want to thank Ben Lomond TV for putting this on and letting us come into your home. And what we're doing in this cooking show is trying to get people from across the viewing area to bring in their special recipes, their favorite desserts, their favorite go-to items that they might want to take to a function, maybe a church dinner on the grounds, or a potluck supper, or a meeting somewhere where they've got to take something, or just to get together with family and friends, maybe through the holidays, Memorial Day and 4th of July and things like that coming up in the summer. So that's what we're trying to do. We want to thank Ben Lomond for putting this on. Cooking with the Coach, Jerry Lowery, and my guest host today is Miss Samantha Heady from White County, the big city of Sparta, Tennessee. She is English as a second language teacher in a school system. Samantha, thank you for coming on Cooking with a Coach.
Thank you for having me.
All right, she's got this, some good looking stuff, and we're hearing what it is. Samantha, tell us what we're going to make today.
Well, lately I've really been getting into these sheet pan dinners, and they're so easy because it's one pan, and it's cleanup is easy because I can cover them with aluminum foil. At the end of the meal, I can throw away the aluminum foil. My dishes are done.
There you go. You know, speaking of ease, folks, one thing about being easy, we're so busy these days, things going on. There's ball games, we've got students, we've got stuff happening, business issues that we're on the go a lot. So ease is really a good thing, and that's what we're trying to put, something that you can grab hold of and take back with you and use with your family and things like that. And one thing Samantha did mention, that aluminum foil coating pans is wonderful for cleanup and things like that. So, all right, Samantha, let's get started. Let's see what we got going on here. I'm hungry, so let's get after it.
The first recipe we're going to make is a sheet pan dinner with flank steak and broccoli and carrots. And so I'm going to have you go ahead and start chopping up this broccoli. And I don't really love the stalk. I think it's kind of fibrous. I don't love to eat it. So my family will eat broccoli if I cut the ends off. So if you'll cut the ends off and go ahead and put it on the tray.
I feel like I'm at home. She already ordered me around already. And you do this. I feel like I'm at home with my wife again, getting ordered around all the time. But anyway, we'll do it. So the stalks is
well,
really
some people like to eat the stalks, but I'm not one of those people. And
so
my
I'm just
family
going to
really
tops
isn't
off.
either. So
all right, I'm going to be working on this.
Okay. And I'm going to tell them how to do a marinade for a flank steak. And so I choose flank steak because it's a super inexpensive cut of meat. I mean, it's not going to be near the cost of like a ribeye or a roast or anything. And the reason people really don't like it is because it's tough sometimes. But I've noticed if I slice it against the grain in slices, it's really not tough at all. And also the key is to marinate it. I like to marinate it the day before. And if you don't marinate it, it'll be fine too. But I find if you marinate the day before, it adds a lot of flavor. And
you said one thing that I really like and like to grab hold of is she said it's less expensive than a lot of the, I guess, finer cuts of meat that still has great flavor. And that's important. You think about this. Easy cleanup, not hard to make, and less expensive. Hey, this is the best of both worlds. All right, let's.
And this whole flank steak dinner, it's probably going to cost about $8 for the whole thing, and that's going to feed my family of 4.
Wow.
So that's really great. So what I'm going to marinate it in overnight. I like easy, quick marinades. So I like just to put a little olive oil. I'm going to put probably about a half cup to a fourth cup of olive oil.
So all right, you said that you do this the night before.
I do.
So this is like a meal that you can prep the night before and then have it ready maybe come in.
Yeah, and it's super easy because it has 3 main ingredients.
Okay.
So it really, you can do it when you get home from work. And then I put about a fourth cup of soy, and that soy is really going to penetrate that meat and add a lot of flavor.
Do I cut these off more, or does that?
You can cut them smaller for bite sizes. My kids, they're not going to eat a huge head like that, but they'll come more to eating it if it's more bite size. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stir that around in there, and I'm going to throw that in my fridge overnight. And
why are you using the Ziploc bag?
Because it's easy to throw away.
Did we say this is easy? That's what we're talking about. Easy. Throw it away. They're cheap, inexpensive. It does not create a lot of mess and fuss at home. And that's one thing we're trying for, just to do that. So if you don't use them, and I know we use them at home as well, so it's a good thing to marinate stuff in.
Okay. So now let's go ahead and throw that broccoli on that sheet pan.
Okay. I'll give it one more little cut here. So do I just anywhere?
Just toss it around, yes.
We're going to toss. It's kind of like a tossed salad, but it's only broccoli. So I've never heard of a tossed broccoli before. But You're seeing it here live on TV, Ben Lomond TV.
And I'm just gonna take these, you can buy a bag of carrots for 99 cents. So that's a super inexpensive side. And so, Jerry, what we're gonna do, we're gonna just throw a little olive oil on there.
I'm just gonna set that where everybody, make sure we see it.
And kind of just toss that around. And
I notice people use a lot of olive oil now. Why do they use olive oil a lot now? You hear it everywhere, every recipe, a lot of people are using it for just...
I think its health benefits are probably good. I also like the flavor it gives food.
Gives a little bit of flavor, and also it is, they say a health benefit to it. So olive oil mixed it, we've all mixed that together right
Okay,
now.
I like to toss mine with just a little bit of onion powder.
A little onion powder. And I like the onion powder so much, it gives a little flavor. I'm not a person that likes a lot of onion stuff, but the little flavor is okay with me. So you're not overwhelming.
No, and then
that.
garlic salt. I like a little garlic salt on my vegetables.
So we've gave it a little bit of onion powder and a little bit of garlic, and I don't know if you can smell it at home. I know you can't smell it at home. We can already smell that flavor here already, and I'm sure that.
Right.
We've got the
this has been marinated for 24 hours.
Okay.
In our pretend marinade, and we're just going to put that among all this because it's all going to cook together.
Okay, and that just helps the meat juices and flavor and just make everything.
And I always keep just a mixture at my house of like salt and pepper, coarse salt. I like coarse salt on meat.
Okay.
And so I'm just going to give it a little bit of a layer of salt and pepper.
Now, question on what you just did. You took a bag and you've mixed it with
equal parts of salt and pepper.
Salt. That way you can
just grab it.
Have it available. You don't have to have 2 or 3 containers. You probably could get a container and put this in if you needed to do that. That's a good little item to have if you like to mix the salt and pepper and get it all mixed up good with.
All right, so we're gonna put this in the oven at 375, and a steak does not take long to cook. You know that you overcook it, it's gonna be tough. And so you're gonna let that cook for about 20 or 25 minutes, the whole thing. And then if you like your steak a little bit more brown, you might throw your broiler on for just a minute, the last minute or two, and brown that edge there. But steak really just doesn't take long to cook. If you don't have a meat thermometer at your house, I use mine every day, and if I want to know, we like our steak about a perfect medium.
Okay.
But obviously, if you like it a little bit more done or less done than that, and so your meat thermometer is going to tell you exactly. A perfect medium for us is about 160.
Okay. It's important to, and I know not necessarily so much with steak at times, but it's important to make sure, especially when we're dealing with chicken and things like that, to get the right temperature for the. And that's just all the experts and everyone says that. Real quick about the thermometer, you see that's just probably a $3 or $4 or $5 item at any local store. But get you a meat thermometer. They've also got digital ones, and there's all kinds. If you don't like to read the thing, but it's got all the stuff and tells you how to get that. So that's worthy of an item in your kitchen if you don't have one.
And so you're gonna, if you like I said, if you want it a little more brown, broil it for just the last few minutes.
Okay.
And I kind of like my carrots just a little bit. I don't like them soft and mushy. So that's good. Your carrots are still going to be just have a little crunch to them, and your broccoli. And know that steak's going to keep cooking for just a few minutes after you bring it out too.
Right.
So I'm going to bring it out and let it sit on my counter for about 10 minutes and rest. That way it's going to hold in all of its juices before I start slicing it.
Everyone says that, and I know that I do a little bit of the cooker smoking at times with the meats and stuff, and they always let it rest a little bit, relax it, and do that as we take it. So we're going to put this at 375 for
about 20 minutes, and maybe another 2 or 3 minutes on broil.
And if you don't like it rare, medium well,
cook it a little bit longer.
Just let it go a little longer, and that's the thing. But it's an option. It's your choice. Whatever your family needs, and just if I've got more in my family, could I not just add another steak as well?
Absolutely. And like I said, this is just a really low cost. This is probably $7, $8 for the whole thing. It's going to feed 4 people. My cleanup is done as soon as I throw away my aluminum foil. It's just super easy, one pot meal.
One pan, easy clean, easy fix. Family of 4 and pretty cheap, $7, $8, $10, less than $10 for that meal. All right, we're going to put this in the oven, and then we're going to start round 2 here.
Okay, my next sheet pan dinner that I really like are my chicken thighs. And I know we've talked about before at different dinners we've been to together why we serve chicken thighs a lot. And one of the main reasons, obviously, is that they're cost effective. Chicken thighs, you can buy lots of times 20 chicken thighs for $10.
Right.
And so it's going to be super cost effective. It's a darker meat. To me, it has more flavor to it. It has more juiciness.
Yes.
So I really like cooking with chicken thighs. I like cooking with bone-in chicken thighs. You can buy them already cut out, but really the bone-in skin on is going to be the cheapest.
And the bone-in helps add flavor to it. And I'm gonna say that again. What she just said, Samantha said, is and we started doing this at my home as well. You can get the chicken breast, and a lot of people think that's the favorite meal or the favorite cut. But we've started using more chicken thighs. It is cheaper. You can buy in bigger bulk and probably sometimes get them really cheap. I've seen them at sometimes, you know, anywhere from 50 to 99 cents a pound. Get them pretty cheap for a lot of meat if you're doing a cookout or a barbecue of some type. And so the chicken thigh meat is really flavorful. It's the darker meat side, and it's more juicy and more tender. And I like it myself. We started doing that more. So maybe you want to try that if you hadn't.
And lots of times I'll buy them when they do go on that sale, lots like 42 cents a pound or something like that on sale. I'll buy a huge pack and I'll go home and put them in my Ziploc bags. I'll put 4 to a bag at home because I know we have a family of 4, and I put them in my freezer and I put the date on it so that I can just pull that out, and it's an easy
There you
meal.
go. So that's saving money as well. We always want to ease saving money, buying bulk at times when you catch it on sale, and sometimes you can catch it on sale, and that's a good thing.
This meal is going to cost about $5 or $6 for a family of
Okay.
4, so it's super inexpensive as well. Another thing, I like to marinate my chicken. I like to add about a half cup of olive oil, or fourth to a half cup of olive oil. Worcestershire sauce is going to give it some flavor.
Now she's not measuring this, and I guess a lot of times
I'm going to post the recipe though.
right, but marinating a lot of times is just your choice of flavor. Samantha, we could use teriyaki sauce or
yes.
any kind of sauce, some kind of barbecue sauce type. So anything that you like and your family likes, then you can make this, and that's a plus to this. You could literally take the same piece of chicken and have 2 or 3 different dishes, 2 or 3 different flavors and sides and stuff, and make a good meal. And I like what you said as well. Again, we'll say it one more time. This meal we're about to prepare, less than probably $6 or $7. For this meal, that's going to be a pretty good meal.
And really whatever I've got in my cabinet at home kind of is what it goes in my marinade. Today we're going to do olive oil, honey, soy, and Worcestershire, and a little bit of brown sugar and Dijon mustard. And that's just going to meld those flavors together really good.
Can I say the word Dijon again?
Dijon.
Dijon mustard. Justin Wilson, I still remember you, man. Louisiana cook. He would always go, Dee. I'm going to start doing that. Louisiana cooking at its best. Dijon
and so we're
mustard.
going to mix all this marinade up together. Once again, I like just things that I can toss.
Now you're going to let this overnight as well.
Overnight as well, yes.
I know there are times when you can buy sometimes marinades that last at least an hour or 2 sometimes. But best case scenario, prepare it the night before, let the meat rest in that. It gives it, let the flavor soak in and things like that. And it just makes a better flavor when you cook this meal.
And to me, the marinade really makes the just the juices and the skin, everything just kind of tastes really good together. And what we're going to do chicken thighs, and we're going to do zucchini, squash, and tomatoes, because I love those flavors roasted together. So if you will go ahead and slice that zucchini, you're going to slice each end off. Slice each end.
I got to be careful, right?
Okay.
Listen, be careful with knives at home. That's a disclaimer. We got to say that stuff on TV.
Okay.
So, do any size or just like a...
I would just cut the ends off first.
Right.
That's how I do it. And then I cut a long slice down the middle.
Okay, so we're getting fancy here.
No, not really.
So we're going this way.
Now just slice it up.
Okay, then just chop it up. If I was the Ginsu master, this would look better, but that's all right. We're going to try it. I know people say, I was watching a guy the other day on TV, and he was saying use the fingertips against the blade as it goes in, and that way you're cutting it.
I think that's how you lose fingertips.
Pretty safe.
too.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I don't like doing that. That's what he was doing. That's what I'm saying.
That's not how I tell my children to cut.
But they would. That's what I was saying. I was watching this guy there, and he was saying use your fingertip to rest the blade on, and I'm like, because he was a Ginsu master, and I'm not that person. So
toss that on there.
So we just throw this on the plate here. I'm gonna get that maybe where everybody can see it. We're just gonna throw that on.
Okay.
And I'm gonna do this other one the same way.
Yeah, or you can go move on to the squash either way.
We'll do this right here real quick. See how fast I can do it.
Ooh,
Look at that.
That's fast.
See there? Just a little bit of practice, and it always works. I do the same thing with
Cut the ends
squash.
off.
Squash is an interesting food that you can prepare it almost in any way, and so I slice this down the middle as well. All right.
And it's really inexpensive too. Squash and zucchini, you're going to pay probably
Well, there's
50
a
cents a fruit
and
or vegetable.
Do I want to make that another?
Good, sure.
I know one thing that the inexpensive and the health benefits of this. There's not a lot of fat in this. I noticed that you left the skin on the chicken, which helps create flavor and stuff. But when you eat that, if you don't want to eat it, you could pull it.
Sure.
You can pull it off, or you can. I know a lot of people want to take it off before they even cook it. But.
And if you don't like doing that, lots of times they'll have that at the grocer for you already. You can get bone out, skinless, if that's what you like.
I love squash just about any way, cooked like this, and also fried. I know that's probably, but fried squash is awesome. And hey, for all you people that are planting your garden and stuff, get it planned out. Maybe we'll show up and get some of your vegetables and things like that.
Okay, so once again, we're just going to toss it in a little bit of olive oil.
Olive oil is a go-to oil for this type of stuff. A little bit of flavor, health benefits.
And I'm going to just toss it with a little Italian seasoning
Okay.
this time.
Once again, there's so many types of seasonings out there that people could put on this that oftentimes you might have to discover what's best for you and your family, what they like. So there are so many seasons. All right, now what are we putting on here now?
I'm just going to add a few little tomatoes. I
Okay.
love roasted tomatoes. Not everyone does, but I love the taste of roasted tomatoes. So I'm just going to add those on there.
Now let me say something with this. As looking at this, I really do not like tomatoes,
But you could eat this dish.
but I could eat this dish because the tomatoes are not all mixed in and everywhere, and that's I just that way I can pick around it. So if you have someone in your home that does not like tomatoes, then this is the go-to deal. Use the smaller tomatoes, and that way they can pick around it. So
Okay, so now we're just going to place our chicken around.
it does not matter where you place it. Just put it in there. Do we need to clear out a spot, or
You can.
it doesn't matter?
I like to put it skin side up
Okay.
because I just think the skin gets really crispy that way.
Okay.
And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just toss it with a little, you can do your salt and pepper mixture once again. Do you have that right
I
there,
do.
Jerry? If you'll toss that with just a little bit of salt and pepper on the top.
Just on the
Chicken.
Just the that's a little too much.
No, that's okay.
One thing about
It's
it
going
is
to cook in there and be yummy.
give a little bit of flavor. There's nothing like adding flavor to that. Now, so this is going in the oven as well. Does a chicken have to have a certain temperature?
Well, I like to get my chicken about 170.
Okay.
And once again, it's gonna, when it comes out of the oven, it's gonna cook just a little bit longer, but 170, and it may, even sometimes I'll go a little higher.
Okay. Great.
But 170 is what the,
So we're going to put this in at what about the same as the flank steak?
yes, I say 175, but it's gonna cook longer, because that
Okay.
flank steak's gonna cook really quickly.
Right.
Chicken's gonna take a little bit longer,
Okay.
so you're probably talking more like 35, 40 minutes for this.
Now, once again, the cost of this meal.
It's
you
probably
saw
$5 or $6.
$5 or $6 for a meal, a family of four, maybe, that's a good deal to just have a good healthy meal, to sit around a table, and family meals, a lot of people get away from them. They don't. I've asked students at the school, when do you? They say we never sit down at home. And folks, so take this opportunity. You could have your children help with this. Pile stuff on there. Throw the tomatoes on. Create it together. Sit down and eat it together. Create a conversation at your table. What a wonderful thought. All right, Samantha, we've got some flank steak in the oven. We've got some chicken in the oven. Is anyone out there that likes sweet stuff? Is there any kind of dessert we can make to go with this?
Well, how about some quick, easy apple dumplings?
I'm liking it. Let's see what we got here.
Okay.
We'll throw this in
So
there.
I'm just gonna do this pretty quickly, Jerry.
Okay.
We can kind of give the full directions on the website, but this is, once again, super easy dessert.
Okay.
You're gonna take your apple and just use your apple core. If you'll do that for me, since
I'll do
you're
it.
really strong.
Yeah. Pump you up. That's right. Yeah. All right. These are neat little gadgets here.
And that's gonna just core it.
Look at that.
Ooh.
Isn't that amazing?
And this takes a can of Sprite, but you can also use Mellow Yellow or Mountain Dew, whatever you have.
Get the seeds out of this. Had a little bit of seed left over of that.
Okay, and so we're gonna take each of those slices and just take one of your crescent rolls and wrap it up. And it's okay if your apple still sticks out a little bit. We're just
So you're just taking a crescent roll and the generic crescent roll from anywhere and rolling the apple up in it.
That's right. What's gonna make it yummy is our sauce. So
It's all, have a friend of mine who it's all about the sauce.
that's right.
Flavor it up.
All right, so we would continue doing that
Okay.
and wrapping those up.
Let me try, can I try one?
Sure.
I'm not sure, look here. I've got a doughy mess here, but you know what? I don't think you can mess it up,
They
can
got a
you?
little warm.
It's the lighting in here.
So what
Okay,
we're
so
gonna
what-
do is we're gonna melt some butter. Here's my butter right back here.
Okay. I've got a butter melter right here. How much butter do we need?
I'm gonna do about 3/4 of a stick.
Okay, do we need some more? We got,
No, that's good. That's perfect. That'll be
what?
enough for what we're doing. And we're gonna melt that, and then we're gonna add a little brown sugar to it and a little cinnamon. I'll do about a 1/2 cup brown sugar.
anytime you add brown sugar and things like that to a recipe, it's got to be good. Usually we make a little bit of mess. It's going to be an easy cleanup.
Oh,
but,
sure.
But let's get this right here where we can see what's happening.
We're gonna
Now, do you have a name for this? Just a
just a crescent roll apple dumplings.
crescent roll, just apple dumplings with using crackers, which is easy to make. Once again, an apple and a thing of crescent rolls cheap, and that's a plus. So you also got some cinnamon you're going to add
I'm
to
gonna
that.
add over the top a little cinnamon, and then we're gonna pour about a 1/2 can of Sprite.
Okay. Let's see here. Butter.
Okay, we're gonna add that butter in here. Oop, it's
A little bit hot here.
toasty. All right, so I'm just gonna make a paste from this
Okay.
and pour it over my apples. And get them good and coated.
Now, folks, you see we've just made 4 just for the sake of time and how to make this, but you can literally fill this full.
Oh, sure.
With
How many of you are serving?
that's right.
These apple slicers, they cut 8 slices.
Okay.
And what's great about that goes along with 8 pieces of cinnamon or crescent rolls, so it goes along perfectly.
It's
wherever
not
you
like
apple-
hot dogs. Hot dogs you get.
No.
I wish they'd get that together. Hot dog people, get the buns in the
gonna
pack the same where we don't have to buy
Dust
16
these with
buns.
just a little bit of cinnamon. Okay. And now I'm going to add about a 1/2 can of Sprite.
There you go.
And I'm just going to not pour it over the top, but kind of off to the side so it kind of coats the bottom of the pan a little bit.
Well, if you pour it over the top, you're probably going to knock out some
Right.
of the cinnamon and things like that. So,
So I'm going to bake that at 350. I like to cover mine for the first 20 minutes or so, and then uncover them and let them brown up for the last 10 minutes or so.
okay, so
They turn out
we started out with flank steak, correct?
We did.
And we're going to show you how it turns out with plated, pretty nice. Samantha, you can see that all this is roasted up. The steak there is, you said medium well. That's just about right. And you see the roast. It's a beautiful plate, less than $10 to make, folks. And then we went into the chicken as well. I think we've got that in the viewing. So there's the chicken as well, and the carrots and things like that that's made. So you can see that. And with the magic of TV, we have dessert. And that's what it kind of looks like in a round pan. So once again, flank steak and roasted vegetables, chicken and some cauliflower and carrots, and then what do we call this again?
Apple dumplings.
Apple dumplings made with crescent rolls. Makes for a good meal. Family will enjoy that. That's a class meal right there. You'll go out and pay $15, $20 for that in a restaurant, and you fed the whole family for less than that. Once again, Samantha, thank you so much. You did an excellent job. I think I'm going to come to your house tonight for supper.
Sounds great.
So Samantha Heady from White County and Sparta, Tennessee. Thank you for being my co-host today on Cooking with a Coach. Once again, thank you for allowing us to come into your home. Thank Ben Lomond TV for putting this on. It's a great thing. Once again, watch for when we come back on. You never know who's going to be on here, and you never know what we're going to cook up. And maybe you'll have a chance to cook it this upcoming summer season and whenever you need to go to a potluck dinner. God bless everybody. Thank you for watching.